Hello. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Sandy Waters, and we're going to talk about the Wedge Waddle. Thanksgiving Wedge Waddle in the studio. Let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah, hi. I'm Jennifer Posey. I'm the owner of Hedonist Artisan Chocolates and Hedonist Artisan Ice Cream in the South Wedge, South Avenue.
I'm Christopher Henley from the Christopher Group.
Wonderful. Okay, so now you guys came together. What was it? Is this our second annual? So it was last year?
Yeah, it's our second annual Wedge Waddle, and we belong to a social club called the Hungry Hedonist. It is a group of people.
We're very hungry.
Yeah. We're hungry to do fun things in the South Wedge and for our community. It's a social group, and we've put on a couple events so far, a few events. Right. This is our second Wedge Waddle. It's a 3-mile walk around the Wedge on Thanksgiving morning at 10 a.m. It takes about an hour for the average person, and it doesn't cost anything. It's something that we created for the community, for health, for fresh air, to be with our families, our friends, community.
Do
dogs.
I have to walk? Or
you don't have to walk. You can waddle. No athletic shoes required. You do not need to have sneakers or know how to run.
Can I bring my puppy?
You can bring your puppy. You can bring your puppy. If you went out on Wednesday night before, you probably can still do it. You can just waddle.
You know, that's how that started, actually. It was 2 years ago. They were like, oh, what's everybody doing tomorrow? The day after Thanksgiving, the day of Thanksgiving Day. And we're like, hey, why don't we all get together and see if anybody's still awake in the morning? We'll all get together at the park.
We're not going to run. Well, I'm not. I'm going to probably waddle.
10 o'clock is not that early.
No,
like if it was an 8 o'clock kickstart, then I'm not sure. But 10 o'clock is feasible.
Yeah, so we created the waddle so it would be kind of an alternative to the big athletic events that might take all day on Thanksgiving. Because I want to cook, I want to go home and be with my family and friends. And going down to the park, doing a 3-mile lap around the Wedge takes about an hour, and I'm back cooking again.
Start the day with exercise.
Absolutely.
So then when you're gorging yourself, you
when the turkey coma kicks in, you know.
Feel exercise, check.
Yes, right. Oh, I could eat this extra piece because I got my workout in. Okay, so if this is free for everybody and anybody, families, pets, whatever.
And even children.
Yes. and even kids.
You can bring your kids. Bring your kids, puppies,
Leave your kids
dogs.
at home, bring the dog. No.
There you go.
If this is a free event to kind of just get out there and just a community, just get together. But does it benefit something?
It benefits our community. It benefits us as a community and as a group of friends.
What the Hungry Hedonists we try to do each year is pick a not-for-profit that's the beneficiary. We don't do any cash.
Okay.
What we try to do is something that's going to actually help a particular community group. And this year, we're doing St. Joseph's House of Hospitality, which is on South Avenue. And St. Joe's does amazing work. They've been there since 1941.
Wow.
They feed 100 people a day. They house 14 people at night during the winter months. And so what we decided to do, what would be kind of fun, and we, first we said to them, okay, well, we know we could bring some food down there. And I'm like, that's nice, but everybody comes out with food on Thanksgiving.
Yes. So we asked them what they needed.
We asked them, what do you need? And they said, we need socks. We need blankets. We need clothing and in a new state, because a lot of the folks that are coming in from the street who are temporarily homeless or homeless for long-term need those things, the things that make them okay and make them feel warm. So that's when we got the idea, so we're going to do a sock drop. Yeah. And so we want people, new socks, please.
Well, they said St. Joe said clean socks.
Yes.
They need socks, period.
But if you can go to, whatever store of your preference and grab a bag of white socks or men's or women's underwear.
Bank.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a sock drive.
Yep.
And we actually are starting the sock drive at Hedonist Ice Cream. We'll have a sock drop-off. So if somebody just wants to donate some socks, they can bring it to Hedonist Ice Cream.
And they can also, there will be also a drop box at Genesee Co-op in the South Wedge. They were really excited about this. They said, so wait a minute, no money? I was like, no, you don't. All you need to do is go out and buy a pair of socks, brand new, preferably, like I said, or like undergarments, so that people can be warm during the winter.
It's such a unique way to generate attention around St. Joseph's and to donate. Usually it is a dollar amount thing, and especially now during the holidays, everybody wants to give. I mean, Rochester is such a giving community. Whenever anybody comes in for this public affairs program, it's all about giving, and everybody says the same thing, that Rochester is just so generous. But it's nice and refreshing to actually buy the actual item that these people need.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a connection.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that if I walk into this store, whether it's, whatever store it may be, and I buy a pair of socks, that is going to make somebody warm on a cold winter's night.
And you forget the little details that you forget, like the undergarments and socks.
Right.
You know, you think first thing, like you said, the first thing you think about is Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, food.
Yeah, food.
Like, no, we're good on the food, but if you could bring us socks, that would really help. We're really lucky. I mean, we got a couple of sponsors that came in to help us out with the printing. You want to talk about?
We have several sponsors. Our main sponsor, our sponsoring group is BOSWA. This is the Businesses of the South Wedge Association. And so they were the ones who got the permits for the city for us. And then we have SWPC, South Wedge Planning Committee. And halfway through the course, they do a stop, which is donuts, holes, and cider. Ooh. So it's
donuts.
a nice little place where everyone can stop and say, hey. One of the things about us, we instead of having numbers like a traditional 5K, we have a name tag, a big name tag. So a lot of people are talking to each other and meeting each other in the community. So that is, we also have Highland Hospital. Highland Hospital has made a generous donation to us to help us pay for things like the porta potty.
The little
Who would have thought you need porta potties? But if you're going to invite a lot of people someplace, you got to have one.
You got to have them. That, a little bit of swag, a little bit of buttons, and our promotional material that's going out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Coffee Connection. It will be serving coffee before. That's a nonprofit organization that's right in our community. And they'll be there serving coffee, introducing themselves.
They were on the show not too long ago. That's a great organization.
Yeah, I mean, talking about people that are fighting back to stay in the community and be a part of it. That's the really cool thing about the South Wedge. I mean, it's a really cool thing about the whole city, about the city of Rochester, is that each community kind of pulls itself together and says, okay, what can we do to help one another? Yeah. And, you know, during the holiday season, you're very much aware that there are others who don't have.
Right.
But we think you can share with others while also having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One other sponsor that we have is Print Rock. And they have helped us with making our
somebody's got to make the posters.
Yeah. Right, the posters and such. Yeah, right. It is the Thanksgiving Wedge Waddle. This is the second annual. Now, is this a second annual of many?
We hope so.
We actually got a website. It's called wedgewaddle.com. So if you want to go register, you can register online for the event, or you can show up at 9:30 on the day of the event. So there's kind of like, it's a loosey-goosey kind of no rules, but if we can know what our head count is going to be ahead of time, that's great.
Yeah, we can get it done.
But we hope to keep doing this. It was fun last year. We all looked at each other and said, yes, it's snowing. There's a foot of snow out there, and we're still out here, and we're having a lot of fun.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, that's right. It was snowing last year.
It was kind of cool because we actually start out near Lux Bar in Star Alley, make our way. Actually, we'll be going by St. Joe's down
towards
the
will be a stop.
The
so
Wedge
people can
Point.
drop off socks right at that stop.
And you can start dropping off socks at Hedonist Chocolates and Genesee Co-op all the way through the holidays.
Okay.
So we will definitely have a box at each location. But so we go from South Avenue, go down to the Wedge Point, St. Joe's, then we make our way over to the water and make on Mount Hope. And go all the way up until we get to, where are we getting? Up to Mount Hope Cemetery?
Before that, there's, now I'm forgetting the name of the street, but we cross, I think it's called Robinson, and then it goes through the park, and it goes down South Avenue, back by Highland Hospital, and back to Star Alley, which is the start point. So Star Alley, we think the address is 664, but it's right next to 6666. So it's a little community park there in the Wedge that we'll start at, and we'll end there. So
over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
St. Joe's and SWPC.
Yes.
Yeah. And in the future, next year, we're hoping to get another stop. Because it's fun to kind of stop and go, hey, what's going on? Oh, this is what St. Joe's needs. Oh, this is what SWPC is about. Oh, here's the hospital. And we want to build that community awareness and fun in this 1 hour of Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
You literally try to keep it to an hour. So we're like, you know what? People got stuff to do on Thanksgiving morning. People got to start putting stuff in the oven and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
Come on down to 9:30, get yourself a cup of coffee from the folks at Coffee Connection. Start the thing off at 10 o'clock and you'll be out by 11. You'll meet a lot of really wonderful people.
And that's what Thanksgiving is about, giving thanks for what we have.
Yes.
Recognizing what we have and helping those who are in need with the socks at St. Joe's. And what a great idea. I mean, this is just, how many people turned up last year for the very first?
75 or 80. And we decided as a group of people to just organize it 3 weeks beforehand. So,
that was last year's thing. This year we started a couple of months ahead of time.
So we knew that we were onto something when that many people showed up from just a group of us going, let's do it. Who cares? And then we did it. And we hope to have
It
Twice
was
as
funny.
many or more.
All the
Yeah. As
little
many as you can
signs
get.
along the way telling people where to go. It was like one of the Roadrunner cartoons. There's a sign sticking out of the snow. Okay,
This
keep
way,
walking
this way.
here. No, you're going the wrong direction. And I'd like to thank Intercom Marketing for having us here
Yes.
today.
Oh, absolutely. It's our
Getting the word
pleasure.
out there and getting people out in the streets to take a walk and waddle with us.
And that's what it's all about, just bringing the community together and recognizing each other. And there's a lot of people that, don't live in the South Wedge area that don't even realize what a beautiful area that is.
It's awesome. Yeah. And when on the little trip on the 3 mile wedge, it's actually in the shape of a wedge. When you walk down the business district, then you turn and you walk down the river, and it's beautiful. And then you walk closer to the university, and it gets woody and the pass, and then you go through the park and back down South Avenue. So you're like, wow, there's a lot of different things to appreciate in the wedge. And on the wedge, literally, it's the shape of the wedge.
That you take for granted or forget because you lived here your entire life. You just kind of never think of it, And, Thanksgiving is all about tradition. So this is a great tradition to start. You guys starting it with the second annual and more to come. And then in your own families, if you want to start, this is the new tradition.
Sure. Yeah.
Get out and walk and waddle.
Yeah.
Waddle, do whatever you want. Like you said, no sneakers required. This is not a
and no
race.
money required. You can just come down and do it. Just join us.
A 3 mile walk in an hour. You have set it for an hour, so you will get done.
Yeah, it would take the slowest person an hour to do it.
Okay. So you could potentially finish earlier. Is there parking? Where do we park? Where do we start?
We start at Star Alley, which is at 664 South Avenue.
Okay.
There's parking all along South Avenue on Mount Hope, and people wander their way or waddle their way over.
Okay.
So there'll be plenty of parking around the area.
Yeah. I'm sure most of the neighbors that show up will walk. And
if folks can't actually come or donate socks or something, they can always go to stjosephshouse.org, and if they are able to make a contribution or sign up to do volunteer work over there. I went there the other day, and they're actually right across the street from my office, and they do some amazing work. And I'm just really glad that we're able to do something this year.
Do you guys need any help for next year, preparing for next year? Do you guys need volunteers?
Yes. How can you help?
How can
Why,
you
Jen?
help?
If you go to wedgewaddle.com,
Okay.
you can click on the link to send us an email and communicate with us. Say, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. Because we're getting this feeling this actually really will get larger this year. Thank you to you folks at Intercom Marketing. That we're going, we've actually told more than a few friends to come. So we're hoping that if people would be interested in volunteering, they can send to info@wedgewaddle.com.
Okay.
And if they're interested in actually volunteering, being like, a little person that stands on the street corner guiding people to where they should go, or for next year, that would be great.
Currently, this is staff at Hedonist Chocolates and Ice Cream that have that
a committee
position.
of many, but one, no.
Yeah, right. And lots of friends. And this is all put together by community people.
Yeah.
So
We all volunteer.
Well, that's what we're celebrating, the community, the day of Thanksgiving, and for a good cause, too, dropping off your socks for St. Joe's. Okay, so Thanksgiving Wedge Waddle. It's 3 miles, roughly about an hour or even sooner. It'll be done. This is the second annual event, so we need you to come out and support. And nope, it doesn't cost $1 to join. Usually when you hear these walks and runs,
it's
you
free.
have to pay.
When we say free, it's free.
yeah.
This is free. This is just to get outside, walk around the South Wedge, you take in its beauty if you haven't in a while, and just to start a new tradition. New pairs of socks, if you can, for St. Joseph's Hospitality House would be much appreciated. And and we can't wait to when you come in and you're like, the 15th annual.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, do you remember way back when we started this? What were we thinking?
What were we thinking? I know. Well, you hear the stories about the Webster Turkey Trot, and it's enormous now.
Yeah.
And, there's people like to do this. I like to do it. I like
Okay,
to
Webster, send us some of your people for our waddle. You got enough with your stuff.
We need
they're busy.
volunteers. So Thanksgiving Wedge Waddle, wedgewaddle.com. Is that the website?
They can also like us on Facebook at Wedge Waddle on Facebook.
And share.
And share, please share.
Share. Tell your friends.
Sharing
Bring
is
everybody.
free and sharing is caring. So do it now.
Thank you so much for coming in.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you Thanksgiving morning.
All right.
Wedge Waddle.